Some animals did not vanish millions of years ago. Some vanished while people were alive to watch it happen. Cameras existed. Newspapers wrote about it. And by the end of this list, you will meet a bird that went from filling the entire sky to completely gone in one single human lifetime. Let's start with the ones you probably never even heard existed. Number 1. The Zanzibar Leopard. This leopard lived only on the island of Zanzibar off the coast of Africa. Local people did not see it as a normal wild cat. Many believed witches raised these leopards in secret and sent them out to attack enemies. Government officials actually launched a hunting campaign to wipe them out on purpose, treating the entire species like a pest instead of a rare animal. Hunters were paid for every leopard they killed. By the 1990s, almost no one could confirm a single sighting anywhere on the island. Scientists still are not sure if a handful survive hidden deep in the forest or if the last one is already gone. Some conservationists later kept a few captured leopards in cages just to show villagers the animal was not evil. Up next is an animal that vanished for a reason nobody expected. Not fear, just a city growing too fast. Number 2. The Xerces blue butterfly. This small blue butterfly only ever lived in the sand dunes around San Francisco. It did not go extinct from hunting or disease. Its home just got paved over. As the city grew fast, the exact sand plants its caterpillars needed to survive were bulldozed for streets and houses. The last confirmed sighting happened in the 1940s, right in the middle of a growing American city. It holds a grim title. It was the first butterfly species in North America ever wiped out by human building. No war, no trap, just a parking lot where a meadow used to be. A real conservation group later took its name directly from this one lost butterfly and still works today protecting insects. The next animal on this list got a second chance at life. It lasted less than 10 minutes. Number 3. The Pyrenean Ibex. This wild mountain goat lived across the Pyrenees Mountains for thousands of years. The last known one, named Celia, was found dead in the year 2000, crushed under a fallen tree. Scientists had saved a tissue sample from her years earlier just in case. In 2003, they used that sample to clone her, creating the very first animal to ever come back from extinction. The clone was born alive. It took its first breath. Then it died from a lung problem just minutes later, making the Pyrenean Ibex extinct for a second time in the same species' history. For a few minutes on Earth, this animal existed and did not exist at the exact same time. Scientists now have a name for this idea, bringing a species back from extinction. This strange goat was the very first real test of it. Next up is a lion so famous, it still appears on royal symbols today. The animal itself has not existed in the wild for over 50 years. Number 4. The Barbary Lion. This lion was once the biggest kind of lion on Earth, with males growing a thick, dark mane that covered its entire chest and belly. Ancient Romans forced Barbary lions to fight in gladiator arenas in front of massive crowds. Kings across North Africa kept them as royal symbols of power for centuries. Hunting with modern rifles eventually wiped out the wild population completely by the 1960s. Here is the strange part. Its face is still everywhere. It still appears on Morocco's official coat of arms today, standing on both sides of the shield. The symbol survived. The actual animal did not. Some zoos still claim to hold relatives of the original bloodline, though nobody can fully confirm it. Historians believe most lions used in those ancient arenas came from this exact same population. The next animal did not just disappear from the wild, it disappeared from an entire country's memory. Number 5. The Caspian Tiger. This tiger once roamed across a massive stretch of land from Turkey all the way to western China, making it one of the widest-ranging tiger types that ever existed. It was also one of the biggest tigers on the planet, close in size to the Siberian tiger. Government-backed hunting campaigns in the 20th century deliberately targeted it, labeling it a dangerous pest instead of protecting it. The wetlands where it lived were drained and turned into farmland, removing what little safe space it had left. The last confirmed Caspian tiger was seen in the 1970s. Recent DNA testing revealed something wild. It was almost the exact same animal as the Siberian tiger alive today, separated mainly by where they lived and what people did to them. Some scientists now want to bring Siberian tigers into its old territory, since genetically, they are basically the same animal. Next is a bird so recognizable, it became a national story about extinction itself. Number 6. The Carolina Parakeet. This was the only parrot species native to the eastern United States, with a bright green body and a vivid yellow and orange head. Farmers hated them because large flocks would strip entire orchards of fruit in minutes. Hunters were paid to shoot them by the hundreds, but their biggest weakness was loyalty. When one bird in a flock was shot, the rest would circle back to check on it instead of flying away, making them incredibly easy to wipe out in large groups. The very last known Carolina parakeet, named Xerces, died in a Cincinnati zoo in 1918. He died in the exact same cage where the last known passenger pigeon had died just 4 years earlier. At the time, people genuinely believed a bird this common could never run out. Speaking of that bird, it is coming later on this list, and its story is even worse. Number 7. The Great Auk. This large, flightless seabird looked something like a penguin, but lived across the cold North Atlantic instead. It could not fly at all, and it was clumsy on land, which made it painfully easy for sailors to walk right up and club it to death by the hundreds for meat, feathers, and oil. As the population crashed towards zero, museums and collectors panicked and started paying huge sums for the last remaining eggs and skins, driving hunters to finish off the very last birds just to sell them. The final confirmed pair was killed on a small island off Iceland in 1844 while they were sitting on a single egg. That egg was destroyed in the chaos too. The species was erased by the exact same people who claimed to want to save it. Sailors actually called this bird the original penguin. The birds we call penguins today only got that name later because they looked similar. Number 8. The Baiji, also known as the Yangtze River dolphin. This pale, nearly blind freshwater dolphin lived only in one river in China for millions of years, finding its way almost entirely by sound. As China built factories and cities fast, the Yangtze filled with cargo ship traffic, fishing nets, and heavy pollution. In 2006, an international team spent 6 full weeks searching the entire river with sonar and special tools and found absolutely nothing. The Baiji was declared extinct, making it the first dolphin species wiped out directly by human activity in modern recorded history. This did not happen in some ancient, unrecorded past. This happened within the lifetime of almost everyone watching this. Its story is now taught as a textbook example of modern extinction, and it leads directly into the strangest disappearance on this entire list. An animal that vanished almost overnight for a reason scientists are still not fully sure of. Number 9. The golden toad. This small toad lived only in one tiny patch of cloud forest in Costa Rica, with males colored an almost unnaturally bright orange. In 1987, researchers counted over 1,500 of them gathered together in a single breeding pool. It was one of the biggest groups ever recorded. Just 2 years later, in 1989, researchers found exactly one, a single lone male, sitting alone with no mate anywhere in sight. Then nothing. No trace was ever found again. Scientists believe a mix of a changing climate and a deadly disease wiped out the entire population in almost no time at all. It remains one of the fastest total wipeouts of a species ever recorded by science. And that brings us to number 10, the one this whole list has been building toward. Number 10. The passenger pigeon. At the start of the 1800s, this bird was likely the most common bird species on the entire planet. Flocks were so massive that a single one could take several days to fly overhead and would genuinely block out the sun like a passing storm. Early witnesses guessed single flocks held over 1 billion birds. Then, hunters realized how much money there was in shipping them to city markets by the trainload. Whole forests of nesting birds were wiped out at once using nets, fire, and low-flying shotgun blasts. The population crashed from billions to nearly nothing in only a few decades. The very last known passenger pigeon, a female named Martha, died alone in the Cincinnati Zoo on September 1, 1914. The most common bird species humans had ever seen went from filling the sky to a single named bird in a cage in less than a human lifetime. Conservationists still use its story as the ultimate warning. No species is ever too common to disappear completely. 10 animals. Some vanished from bullets, some from a home we paved over without thinking twice. One even came back from extinction for a few short minutes before leaving again for good. The wildest part is how recent most of this actually is. This did not happen in some ancient world we only know from bones. People took photographs. People wrote it down in real time. Which of these hit you the hardest? Let us know in the comments below. And the next animal on a list like this might still be alive right now, just running out of time.